Well, welcome to today's webinar. This is Peter Frank. We'll be talking about syncing online contributions with Shepherd staff and Vanco Payment Solutions. I thank you for joining us today. We've got a panel today. It's myself. I'm the Senior Manager of Marketing for Concordia Technology Solutions. And then I should have two other people on the line. Denise Collins, Director of Partner Development at Vanco. Denise, are you there?
I am here. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Absolutely. Thank you for having us.
Yeah. And Melissa Berg, Director of Product Development, also from Vanco. Are you there, Melissa?
Yes, I'm here. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for joining us. We've got a lot of great information to present today. Let me just show our brief outline here. So first, we're going to be talking about the integration options and how to bring these electronic donations into Shepherd staff. And we'll talk about a few things related to getting up and running. So first off, we'll look at Shepherd staff Feature Pack 2D. And I want to make sure that everybody has that installed. And so I'll show you where to go to get that. We'll do a quick review of the electronic offering import utility in Shepherd staff. That's not where we're going to focus our attention on. That's the way we've had it for a long time. It's not the best way to bring in offerings in. That's what the Vanco import tool is going to be, and that's where we'll focus our attention. So after we go through that, then the ladies from Vanco will have some great information about additional e-giving options. So they'll look at the Give Plus Mobile, the Kiosk, the online giving WebPay, and Give Plus Online, and then mobile access. And these are things that you as customers of Vanco can begin taking advantage of today. And those offerings will import into the contributions model in Shepherd staff. Yeah, let's go ahead, and before we begin on the integration, I'd like to talk a little bit about who Vanco Payment Solutions is. So, Denise, I think you're going to share with us some information about Vanco. I know you've worked with many of these people before, but I'd love to get a little bit of background on it.
Yes, thank you very much, Peter, and thank you for the opportunity to be with everyone this morning. Vanco is very happy to be here to share just a few minutes with you about what Vanco Payment Solutions does and what we do for churches through our relationship with Concordia and Shepherd staff. Vanco is the exclusive payment solution provider for Shepherd staff software, and we have been a market-leading payment solutions provider since 1998. We serve over 20,000 churches, schools, and other faith-based organizations who trust us to safely and securely process over $14 billion in donations and payments annually. Clients rely on our full suite of services to foster predictable and consistent revenue through one-time and recurring electronic donations and payments. And we offer a full suite of electronic giving options, which Melissa will talk with you about today, including online credit and debit card processing, Give Plus Mobile, and Give by Kiosk, just to name a few. So we provide churchgoers access to the e-giving methods that they prefer while we help churches in streamlining their donation processing to more effectively manage their mission. And with that, I'll turn it back over to you, Peter.
All right, very good. And I'm sorry, I think I missed a few slides on there. I'll put that up. I did just get a note in here from one of our attendees that they're not receiving any video. On my end, it's looking okay. If other attendees are not, please let me know. I think, John, that might just be an issue on your end. And I apologize for that. If you still can't see it, you will be getting a copy of the recording at the end. So I just wanted to address that. So let me move over into integration options. That's where we're going to start our discussion. And I'll pull up my web browser here to shepherdstaff.org. If you go here, you'll see under the download section that we have a Feature Pack 2D. If you haven't already installed that, I do encourage you to do that. We've made some updates within the Vanco import utility. I won't walk you through that whole process today because I'm sure you've installed updates before. If you do have any problems installing that, though, I would encourage you to contact our support team, and they can be reached by going up to the contact button, and you'll see there's a phone number and email right there. So support@cts.cph.org. Just wanted to bring that to your attention because that is a fairly new release release, and there's a few additional things, like I said, that will be good for bringing in these contributions. But let's switch over to Shepherd Staff. So if you've never done this before, within Shepherd Staff, you'll see there's our home screen, and you'll go into the contributions module. And within Shepherd Staff contributions, up at the top under batches in the top left, and I apologize, I know my resolution is a little large and it might be a bit hard to see. Up under batches, first we're going to stop at the electronic offering import, the EOI. And this is the way that we've been doing this for years, where you would download a file from Vanco, and it'd be a CSV file, and you could select it, and it would import with the details of those contributions. It's a little bit of extra work, and that's why we don't recommend it, because we've got a better solution, and that's where we're going to focus our attention today. So if you actually close out of those, and you go up to batches, and you go into the Vanco import. Now this has been here since our 2014 version, and if you've imported transactions before, hopefully you've used this, but I'll walk through the process for you. The first step is to get a Vanco Web Service Client ID and User ID. And that is something that you'll have to talk with the Vanco team ahead of time, and you'll get that during your setup process. But it's different than your Shepherd Staff logins, and it's different than the login that you use as you go into the Vanco administration area. So just want to make sure that you all know that that is a different login. But once you get that, then you enter in your client ID. And to enter that in, you'd click the Edit button and type it in and then save it. And the same for the Vanco User ID. You click that little Edit button next to it, type in and save it. Those two things will be remembered for you from session to session, so you don't have to type that in every time. Now, the thing that does have to be typed in every time is your password, and that's for security reasons. And so I'm going to go ahead and paste that in there. Once you do that, then you can download offerings. To begin, though, I am going to switch over to our test module, to the development side, because these are not real transactions. We wouldn't share any kind of financial information on a live webinar. So this is going to be using our test data today. You'll see up in the top left there are some dates. You can download from a date range up to 180 days. Now, we know in most congregational settings this is done on a weekly basis, so you probably won't go that far back. But if you are just getting up and running and you want to go back and import past contributions, you can do so there by clicking that date and going a little bit farther back. And I do have a shared screen. Some of these are popping up on the other side. But then all you have to do is hit that download button, and it's going to call Vanco servers and feed the information back in. And you'll see there's a variety of different fields there. On the far left is the status field, and that'll tell you whether everything came across right or if there's some missing information. So you'll see the second transaction there has a credit card error, and that's telling you that it can't be imported in right now, but you can address that on your Vanco side and work with the contributor if maybe it's an expired credit card or something along those lines. It won't automatically import those and apply them to the contributions unless they're absolutely ready to go. But most of these transactions you'll see has an envelope number and a name, the date of the transaction, the Shepherd Staff fund number, and if the fund number in Vanco matches the fund number in Shepherd Staff, there's nothing more that you'll need to do. And if there's a missing fund, you can address that within the Vanco module, or you just edit the fund number. You'll see here the giver name is coming across with that envelope number. On the far right, there's an EOI number, electronic offering import number, and that will be the number that is assigned within Vanco to reference back to that giver. If you happen to have a different electronic offering import number than the envelope number, you can switch that by going into your contributor records. And you'll see here on the right-hand side, there's an EOI number column. If you unlock the grid, you can type in those numbers there, and that'll guarantee that it'll sync to the right giver. So you're syncing to a giver, you're syncing to a fund. As you bring in those imports, let me go ahead and then jump back into the test system. And I'll paste my password in. Go ahead and download that. There's my transactions again. Those that are properly synced can be posted to a batch. Now, up in the top right, you'll see that there are some options for where these offerings stand, their status. So this defaults to unposted and not in a batch. You can filter by those that cannot be posted or in a batch waiting to be posted or have already been posted. At this point, we have not posted anything. So we'll go ahead and create the batches with this button here. And the batches will be created by date. And so it won't create a separate batch per offering. It'll group them together by your offering date. So we'll create that batch, and it'll give you that verification, and you'll say yes. And we've got 4 offering batches created. We have 4 different dates in here of contributions. So it gives you the information to go to the offering batch window to view, print, and post the batches. And we'll look at that in a moment. But then it leaves those that could not be posted and allows you to address those separately. And after you address them and they're properly updated, then you can go ahead and create a new batch and apply them from there. After you've created the batches, you can go into your offering batches here on the top left, and you'll see those are the different batch numbers with the dates and the totals, the number of offerings, and you can post them from there. And those work just like any other offering batch. So you'll see it's real easy. Once you get that initial sync in there, all you have to do is enter in your password, download the offerings, and post them to batches, and you're ready to go. And that works with all of the options that we're going to be talking about today. So let me go back to my slide here, and we're going to switch over to additional e-giving options. And Denise is going to take charge from here, and she's got a number of things to show you. Denise, I'm going to switch you over as the presenter. And if you see a little bit of a jump on your screen while we transition, that is perfectly normal.
Let's see. Thank you. Bear with me here. All right. Can everyone? I'm hoping everyone can see additional e-giving options.
If you do have the presenter slide showing.
Let's see here. Bear with me for a minute.
Oh, no problem at all.
Bill?
Yep, still there. I think you.
We tested this.
We did. That's how things always happen when we're live. But that's how you who are attending know that we're live, because if this was recorded, we'd cut that out.
Any
There
change?
you go. Yep, that's good to go.
Excellent. Okay, great. All right, so before we share with you the many e-giving options that Vanco has available today, I'd like to tell you briefly a little bit about why we do what we do. Churchgoers find great value in the ability to give their way, in the same ways that they bank, they shop, or they pay for services in their daily lives. And you may wonder how we know this. Well, I'll share with you what we've learned about churchgoer preferences versus what they think about the options available to them, which is what we've named the giving gap. So Vanco surveyed more than 1,000 U.S. Christian churchgoers in August of 2015. It was one of the largest, most comprehensive studies of its kind. And the survey focused on the attitudes, preferences, and behaviors of churchgoers toward e-giving. Survey participants were selected from a national survey panel of adults. They were over 18 years of age. And in order to qualify, they reported that they had attended church at least once in the past 12 months and had made a contribution to their church in at least the last 12 months. So what was interesting is one of the strongest findings that came out of the survey was that 60% of churchgoers prefer e-giving electronically. That's donating with a credit or debit card, setting up payments online through their church website with a checking account or credit card, or donating through mobile phone or kiosk. We also found that 2 to 4 as many churchgoers would give electronically if their church had that option available. Our respondents reported that only about a quarter of their churches offer e-giving, and as few as 1 in 20 members can give via their preferred electronic method. So another interesting finding that we wouldn't have predicted was that nearly 800 of the 1,000 surveyed participate in 2 or more church groups or activities, and of those, up to 80% preferred e-giving. So the finding is that the more active and involved churchgoers are, the more eager they are for an easier way to give. And I'll add to this some additional research that we've done more recently, is that when churches implement e-giving, we have early data indicators that say that there's a 26% increase in overall giving with their churches. So we're still vetting out a lot of this research and information that we continue to do, but some very interesting findings that we were surprised by. So with 60% of churchgoers preferring e-giving, they're wondering why the church is the only place they ever need to bring their checkbook, or they're wishing that they'd remember to stop at the ATM before they'd gone to services. So when asked for the top 3 ways that churchgoers would prefer to give, regardless of the options that their churches offer, most churchgoers said that they would prefer to give through electronic donations with a credit card, kiosk, smartphone, some electronic means or method. And this tells us that churchgoers want a variety of convenient options that allow them to give the way that they want to give. So the more options, the more giving options that churches make available, the more likely members are to find their preferred method. So it may not seem too surprising in looking at this table that 77% of respondents ages 44 and younger prefer e-giving, but what was surprising is that e-giving is not just for the millennials and the younger generations. 47% of respondents ages 45 and above also prefer electronic giving options, and to break this down a bit further, a surprising 40% of seniors in the ages 66 to 72 category said that they would prefer to give electronically. So again, overall, 60% of churchgoers across all age groups prefer e-giving. Now, traditionally, e-giving was thought to be a way to give when churchgoers were not necessarily available or absent from services. Our results here show that respondents are showing up. 3/4 of them are at church at least once a week, and nearly 90% of them are at church multiple times per month. So while it's nice to be able to give when you can't make it, this isn't just about that. The stronger regular attendance is showing a strong desire for e-giving, and those two things going hand in hand. Many of our survey respondents indicated that they don't have the option to give electronically where they currently worship. So when asked what methods churches use to collect donations today, 82% of those surveyed reported that cash or check still remain by far the prevalent giving options that are available at their church, and only about a quarter said that their churches offer e-giving. We've also learned that churchgoers are passionate about their desire to give, so they believe in their church and their church's mission, and it's important to make it easy for them to contribute when the emotion and the passion strike. Whether they feel moved by the spiritual work the church is doing or inspired to help the church, their reaction is likely to want to give in that moment. So churches need to make themselves easy to give to. Additionally, clients rely on Vanco's full suite of services so that they can foster predictable, more consistent revenue through one-time and recurring electronic donations and payments. And having said that, I'll turn it over to Melissa Berg, who is a longtime Vanco veteran, and she's our Director of Product Management. Melissa is going to walk us through several of Vanco's product offerings that you may find helpful and important to implement as we approach the holiday giving season. But before I do that, if any additional information about our research will be made available past the webinar, and we look forward to your interest in seeing more about that. Melissa?
Hi, good morning, everyone. All right, so I'm just going to kind of take you through the product suite and just give you an overview of our new products that we have to offer, and then our products that have been available to our churches for some time. So the first product here is our Give Plus Mobile. This is a member-facing mobile app. It is free for the donor to download. It's also free for the church to use. All you pay is your normal credit and debit card fees for any donations that come through the app. So basically what happens is the donor downloads the app. They can look for your church. They can actually just click a button that says, find churches near me. It'll pull up your church, and then they can go in and make a one-time donation. They can set up a recurring donation using a debit or credit card, and then they can also manage that giving and review their giving history via the app. The church is able to go in and decide which giving categories or funds are available on that app for people to give to, and you can make those updates at any point. So that means if something is happening in your community that you want to talk about and raise funds for, you can actually add that fund to the giving app and then announce it during service or at another gathering. Some of the benefits of Give Plus Mobile are you're able to respond to members' requests for easy giving from this app. You know, smartphone users love to use their apps on their phone. It makes it easier for them to kind of manage their life, and in this case, manage their giving. Churches and donors can start using this app today. There's no additional setup for anyone involved, no monthly or additional service fees. Again, it's free for the church to use. You just pay your normal processing fee. These transactions will go on to the same Vanco reporting and the software integration that you're used to. So you will be able to import these into Shepherd staff just as easily as you do any of the other donations that Vanco is processing for you. And so that part is, you can actually look and see which donations are coming from the mobile, but you'll be able to import them all at once. Some of the benefits for the members, it's really quick. It's easy for them to download the app and make a donation. They can donate as a guest, or they can log in, and then they have control over the frequency. And then they can securely and conveniently use Touch ID, which is the fingerprint login, or a PIN or password for getting into the app. So that just makes it a lot easier for them. They can put in a short PIN and be able to have access to their giving. The next product that we're going to talk about is our Giving Kiosk. Vanco's Giving Kiosk is portable. It's less than 20 pounds. It's also secure, meaning that the iPad itself is secure. It can't be removed. It's restricted, so they can only use it for the Giving app. And what's great about this product is it allows donors to give in the moment. The only requirement for someone to give via a kiosk is to have a debit or credit card. So you don't have to worry about smartphone usage or app, you know, any of those. So if someone wants to give right now in the moment and they have a debit card, they're able to do that. So it's great for guest giving. It's also great for initiatives that you're speaking about during service. Another feature that makes this product great is that you can print a receipt. You can also email a receipt, or donors can also print a donation slip, and that would be for members of the church that want to give via the kiosk but would like to have something to place in the offering and participate during service. Another layer of security is Vanco's end-to-end encryption. So basically what that means is that the cardholder data is encrypted when it's swiped all the way to our secure server, and that's when it's decrypted. So that means that the card data is not stored on the card reader, it's not stored on the iPad or anywhere else. It's all behind our secure server. So that's the highest level of security for card data, and this kiosk utilizes that security level. So a little bit about the Giving app that's part of the kiosk. The first thing they do is they choose their donation. So they can give to multiple funds at one time. And again, the church gets to decide what those funds are. There are easy preset amounts for them, and then there's also an option for them to type in any amount that they want for their giving. And then also I'll mention that the colors and the logo that go on the screen would match the church. So when you order a kiosk, we customize the kiosk for you, including using logo from your website and your colors. And then we also, it's delivered to you fully assembled. The app is downloaded and set up for your specific church. So when you get it in, so when the package is delivered to you, you literally take it out of the box, plug it into the wall, connect to your Wi-Fi, and you're ready to take donations. So it takes less than 5 minutes to set it up. And then on the next screen, so the first screen, you choose how much you want to give and to what fund, and they can give to as many funds as they want. They can also make payments if they, are coming in to make a deposit on a wedding. They need to pay for Vacation Bible School. They want to pay for Bible study. They can do all of that. And then they just swipe their card. There is a place for them to enter their donor information if they're a guest, but that's completely optional. They can just swipe their card, and then the donation goes through. And then on the last page, this is where they can print the receipt, and they can also print a donation slip for the offering plate. You can also customize a thank you message on that screen and have it say whatever you'd like. Okay, so the next feature I'm going to talk about actually goes with our Give Plus Mobile and our Give Plus Kiosk or Give by Kiosk products, and that is our Give Plus settings. So this is actually where the church can go in and they can make changes to the appearance of the kiosk app at any point in time. So, and this is using just your regular Service Center login that you use today. You would have the ability to go in if you want to change the logo, if you want to change the color scheme, if you want to add some custom messaging. All of that is available through the Give Plus settings portal. It's a really quick and easy way to customize your app, and the changes take effect immediately. The next product that we'll talk about is our WebPay product. So this is the online giving page for members to make donations, to register for events or register for Vacation Bible School. You can also collect tuition payments, lunch payments. You can take pledges and pretty much anything else that you can think of. Donors can create a profile or they can donate as a guest. And then our special data collection tools help your members register and make their payment at the same time. So if they're registering a child for Vacation Bible School, they can make their payment, and then they can also give you all that required information, name of child, age, emergency contact, food allergies, can all be collected on this page, and then it's delivered to you in a format that you can read and use as your registration log. Our WebPay pages all have full site and mobile versions included. You also always receive a QR code with your page so that you can put that on any literature that you would like. We also have easy to use customization tools for this product, and that lets you control the content and the appearance of your page. You control your funds. You can make changes whenever you'd like. Again, you decide when the changes are published, so you can make a change and publish it right away, and it'll take effect immediately. The payment options on our online giving allows people to use their credit card, debit cards, and they can also do ACH using their checking information and do an e-check payment. We also have another feature in WebPay where if someone's giving via a credit or debit card, they can actually opt to donate an extra amount to help cover the card processing fees. And then this is just a few of our many customization options that are available. So if you're using WebPay today, you want to take advantage of using it for other things, registrations or payments, give us a call and we can help you decide the best way to lay out your page. All right, and this is just a demo page, so we're not going to really go over this specific demo, but when you get your recording, you'll be able to click on these demo links, and it gives you a good idea of different things that you can do on your pages if you want to add more giving categories, if you want to add events, if you have school tuition fees. We have demos that kind of show you how all of those would look. And then we are introducing a new product very soon, early next year, and that is our Give Plus Online. So this is our next generation of online giving. We're very happy to be able to produce a fresh new look for our online giving while still having a lot of the functionality that's important to our churches. So you'll still, churches can give to multiple funds. They can give one time and recurring. We're going to have not only the debit and credit card optional donation, we're also going to have that same optional donation for those members who choose to give via checking savings, ACH. So that's very exciting. Also a new feature of this page is that the church will be able to embed or basically frame our giving portion within a page of your existing website. So if you want to have the experience where the member is on your website and you're controlling all of the content outside of the giving piece, you can do that while still allowing us to hold the giving portion, which keeps your church out of scope for PCI compliance, which is very important too. So even though you're going to be easily cutting and pasting this into your website, and we give you all the code to do that, you just cut and paste it, it'll still have the same security that the Vanco pages always have. We're also going to have that same easy customization of your logos, colors. You'll control your funds, and all of those things that you're accustomed to today will also be part of our Give Plus Online. All right, so the last product I'm going to talk about is our mobile access product. So mobile access is another app. So this is a free app that the church employee or church volunteer downloads to their iPhone, iPad, and some Android devices. Once you download this app, you can use our mobile card reader. So it's a rectangular size, small card reader that plugs into the audio jack of your iPhone, iPad, and some Androids. When you use that, you can take one-time payments. They will sign the receipt actually on the phone, and then the receipt is emailed for them. This is a very quick process for situations where you have a lot of people coming in and wanting to make a payment. We have churches that use these for lots of events, dinners, community dinners. It's very nice for. And then also some product sales, or if you do a church-wide garage sale, you can also use these card readers. The app can be downloaded on as many devices as you want. So you are able to have different volunteers working at your event, and they can also download the app and be able to use the card reader. Again, this is using our same end-to-end encryption. So we keep all cardholder data secure at all times and never within the church system. So it's always just on Vanco. And this is kind of what the process of using the app works. This is very simple. It's an easy train. You really don't even have to train your staff or your volunteers to use this. It's very simple. So the first thing they do is they sign into the app with the special code and password that's for the church. If the church, if a church employee wants to set it up for a volunteer, they can actually do the initial setup so that they're not giving out the church code, and then the actual volunteer will just choose a simple 4-digit PIN to be able to use the app when they're volunteering at the event. And then the app can be easily deleted once the event is over. So once they get signed in, then they just enter the donation or payment amount next to the category they want to use. And again, you control the categories. You can take notes on the payments as well. So if you have a certain, if it's a book purchase and you want to, in the notes, just write down what book that is so that you can keep track of how many people purchased the book, you can do that, and that'll show up on your Vanco reporting. Once you enter in the amounts, Then you just swipe their card. After you swipe their card, they sign just on the receipt page, and then if they want a receipt emailed to them, you can just go ahead and send that. Enter the email address in, and the system will automatically send that receipt. Also, any of our transactions where someone is giving, if they ever need a copy of their receipt for any reasons, maybe they're making a child care payment and they need to get that for flexible spending, all of those receipts are archived. So if someone loses their receipt, you can always resend it to them at any point.
All right. Well, Melissa, thank you so much for going over all those different products. It's so exciting just to see the breadth of opportunities for giving that churches can offer to their members. And from the Shepherd staff standpoint, it doesn't really change anything because it all feeds into that one place. Thank you for presenting that, and Denise, thank you as well for telling us about the giving survey. Like you said, we will be sharing that link with the attendees and the follow-up email so that they can download that. At this time, we'd love to take any questions that you might have. I know that during the webinar, Robert asked the question, if there's no number in Shepherd staff, how do you handle persons who are not contributors in Shepherd staff, such as those who donate in memory of a member? And with Shepherd staff, you will have to create a contributor in there, and then you can apply that Vanco ID as their electronic offering import number, and that'll allow you to sync the contributions. And in doing so, that'll allow you to provide them with a giving statement, which is one of the key reasons for tracking your offerings in church management software like Shepherd staff is to provide that giving statement so that your donors can properly write that off on their taxes. So that's that question. We do have a few others coming in. The first one says, for mobile access, does Vanco provide the card reader? And so, Melissa, if you'd like to talk about that a little bit, I know you touched on that some already, but if you could just recap that.
Yes. Can you repeat the question, please?
Sure. It says, for mobile access, does Vanco provide the card reader?
Yes, we do. And that's very important because the card reader that we provide is encrypted, and only Vanco holds the key. So that means that since it's our encryption, you don't have to worry about if somebody were to lose that card reader or anything else. It's not going to cause anything negative. So, and we provide it to you. You just talk to your representative. They'll send you out the order form. You decide how many you want, and then we'll send them out to you.
And is there a price associated with that?
Yes, the card readers are a one-time fee of $45 plus shipping.
That's right. Thank you very much. The next question is from Dawn. She's asking about the kiosk and how much that costs.
So our kiosk price is a one-time fee for the kiosk, and that's $1,195. That includes the kiosk stand with the integrated printer. It also includes the secure enclosure and the iPad Air 2. So all three of those components are included. So the price is $1,195, and then just plus any applicable sales tax.
That's fantastic. And I know, sorry, go ahead.
No, that's okay. And then we do have a monthly fee for the kiosk. It's $49 per month. And that allows you to take advantage of the app that we have today, plus the enhancements that we're doing to our kiosk within the upcoming year. So it's a newer product. We started selling them in February, but they're doing very well. Our average donation amount is a little over $100, and our number of transactions per client is a little over 5. So it's about $500 in donations per week is what people are seeing at this point. So it's a great product, really easy for people to use, great for members that do not have smartphones.
That's great. And I know when we were looking at that when the team came into town here to show us the different products, it's so nice that it's just in that one box. You pick it up, and like you said before, you can get up and running in 5 minutes, and you don't have to worry about connecting the printer to it or having a plug-in for the network cords or anything. It runs off the Wi-Fi. It's just really a neat thing. The next two questions are kind of similar. I think they're asking the same thing here. It's about the processing fees for the transactions. So I know if you are already a Vanco customer having these processing fees, you may know about that. If you're not the one who works with it at your church, they may have a better idea. But Melissa or Denise, could you just give kind of a rundown of how those processing fees work?
Melissa, would you like to address? Otherwise, I'm wondering if it might be best to address offline with a particular client. I think depending upon the size of the church, and we have multiple pricing plans, monthly pricing plans that are ideal based on church size and transaction volume. So it might be a better opportunity for us to address that question more specifically one-on-one.
Okay, very good. And actually, let's see. Oh, Lynn actually clarified her question. It was, how do processing fees get recorded? My question is in the importing into Shepherd staff.
Okay.
So the processing fees are not brought in as part of the transaction themselves. Those are addressed just with Vanco outside that. And so the transaction that gets imported into Shepherd staff is just the charitable contribution that you can apply to that contribution statement. So the fees are not included in that import, so you don't have to separate them out as a different transaction there. You would want to apply those fees separately and to your general ledger. So that's a different process, and if you'd like, our support team can walk you through that process one-on-one and talk through your individual circumstance with that. And then Linda will reach out to you. I know yours was specifically about card processing fees. We'll make sure that somebody from Vanco gets in touch with you so that you can go over the details. Don had another question. It said, with the mobile app, do you just leave out the card reader for members to connect to their own phones?
The mobile card reader is really for a church employee or a church volunteer to use. And so it's really meant to be facing the merchant, in this case the church. The kiosk, though, is a donor-facing card reader. So that one, if someone comes in and they said, you know, I need to put $100 into my ledge account, or I need to make my deposit, you can go ahead and direct them to use the kiosk, and that keeps the church staff from handling cards. But I think the mobile access app is really good for very large events where there's going to be, you know, a large number of people wanting to use their debit and credit cards.
On the Give Plus mobile app too is a great recommendation for members to just have on their phone ready to go when they'd like to donate, so you're not having to even find somebody. It's ready to go for you wherever you're at. I know that was fun when you showed that off here, to just find our churches listed on there because they were nearby.
Absolutely, yes. Give Plus Mobile is great for talking about a mission or talking about something that you're wanting to raise, and everyone is just there. They have their phones and they can give right away. Right.
That's fantastic. Well, that actually, oh, sorry, go ahead.
It's okay. This is Denise. I was just going to add to, I want to make sure that it's clear that Give Plus Mobile, if a client, if a church currently has a Vanco account today, their credit card processing, Give Plus Mobile is already enabled for their church. So donors can find them through the Give Plus Mobile app today and make donations through that app today. And I just wanted to make sure that that was clear. There's no cost for that, but if they have a Vanco account using merchant services or credit card processing, they are currently enabled today.
Fantastic, thank you. And we just had another question from Chris come through about that, saying you talked about the Give Plus app. Is that all in the regular Vanco app? And I'm assuming, Chris, that when you say the regular Vanco app, you mean the service center. It's actually not within the service center. It's a separate app that your members can download that doesn't say Vanco, it just says Give Plus. And,
yeah, and Peter, I'll add, if members want to find the app and download it today, they can just search by Give Plus, the word plus, P-L-U-S, Church. If they search for Give Plus Church, it will present only our app, and that is in the Apple App Store.
That's fantastic. Is there plans for an Android app as well?
Yes, yes, we are. Androids are very popular with churchgoers, and so we will be ready with our Android app. We're shooting for before Easter, so we're working on it as we speak.
That's
Um,
fantastic.
and another thing I'll mention just about Give Plus Mobile, so this is our newest product, so obviously we're very excited about it. But we've also done, in addition to developing this app, we've also developed marketing tools and collateral that churches can use to announce and encourage the use of the Give Plus Mobile app. So if you would like to get copies of that information or any other type of materials to help launch these products within your church, all you have to do is reach out to us, and we will make sure that you have all the resources and guidance that you need.
That's great. Yeah, your collection of resources is just fantastic. It just shows the heart for the churches and understanding how what the concerns that members might have and how to talk to them about that. Well, that should conclude our questions. I think we answered everybody. If you have any follow-up questions, we've got some contact information. Oops, I went too far. There you go. Contact information here. If you have questions about Vanco and the options that they provide or how to use them, Kathy is the giving coach, and she has worked with our churches before, those who are our Shepherd Staff customers. She's got a good understanding of that. Her contact information is on the screen. If you have specific questions about the Shepherd Staff integration and how to get that set up, or anything kind of around that, such as setting up new contributors or adding the transactions to your general ledger, our software support technicians can help you with that, and they're very good, and we get those questions answered right away. They can point you in the right direction for any additional resources that might be helpful too. So, Denise, Melissa, thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate you going over that information. I'm so excited to hear how our churches are using it and how they are providing those additional options for their members.
Thank you very much for the opportunity, Peter, and thank you very much for joining today to everyone out there.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you, everyone.
Thanks again. For you attendees, we will be sending an email out later on today with all the resources that we talked about. But with that is all for today. Have a great rest of the day. Thanks for attending. Bye.
Have a great day.